big guy.
Good job, Ollie. Come here, Ollie.
There you go.
There you go.
Aw, silly Ollie.
Good job, Ollie.
So I just have the kind of the warm-up routine set up for us. Hopefully we can knock out a round or two before they come and mow us over.
Sure.
So we just start off with the place, and I'll just kind of walk you through it. It's a lot of what we kind of went over at the Walmart.
Okay.
So the cones are there for visual reference for you and the pup, but you can do the same exercises, you know, just imagining that they're there or using trees or stuff like that.
Sure.
The main thing is to have a clear goal in mind where you want to go, so that way you know if you're, you know, heading off in the right direction and when you need to add those adjustments or micro corrections and things like that. So the first step is to just go ahead and have them place.
Sit.
Actually, here, let me give you this too.
Come here, Ollie.
That way you have all the treats and stuff. You want me to hold them for you?
Good job, Ollie.
Good boy. Oh, what a good boy.
Sit. Ollie. Place. Sit. Good boy. Oh, good boy.
And we'll lock the leash at like a normal-ish kind of length for you.
Okay.
So the first exercise is to just go in.
Place.
Is to just release and then walk in between each one and having him sit and wait with you before moving on to the next one, or at least just waiting. I don't usually add the sit part.
Ollie, place. Sit. Sit. Good boy.
Hi, big guy.
Place. Sit.
If you need to, you can shorten it too.
Sit.
Whatever you're more comfortable with. Yep. So just walk in between each one and then just have him stop and wait. There you go. There you go. And then whenever he's not moving forward, you can just start going again.
Ollie, come here.
Good. So now he's waiting because he's looking at the kids. Perfect. Now he's starting with you. That's perfect. And then same thing. Good. There you go. Good boy. Yeah, you can go ahead and shorten the leash if you need to. There you go. Good. And you can add in any kind of encouragements or verbals or things that you need at first, but eventually you want them to start when you start and stop when you stop.
Okay.
This happens a lot. So it's a good idea to run through, you know, any kind of certain drills like this or some warm-ups when you get to a new area for him. So that way he gets used to listening in that same environment.
Okay.
And just simple things, just that he's practiced a ton of times, but becomes exponentially much more difficult depending on the surroundings. Good, there you go. There you go, good. And this is definitely one of those times I'd recommend having a treat ready, so that way as soon as he redirects, you give it to him, and then you reach in for another one so you have the next one ready. So that way you're kind of just rotating out. He's like, yes. Very good, perfect, very good. We'll try one smooth time on the way back here, and then we'll switch it up. Good, there you go. Good, very good. There you go. That's okay. Very good. Good recovery. Perfect. There you go. Good. There you go. And there's two separate ways that you can practice the same thing. One is through the leash pressure, waiting for it to trigger and for him to redirect. And then the second way is through verbal redirect, which is trying to call him before he hits the end of the leash, so that way he redirects. And that way you'll know which one you're actually practicing. And it can make the same exercise into two distinctly different ones for you. Very good, perfect. Very good. Now I'll help you for this one. And what you want to do is have him wait and then increase your distance, as he gets better at waiting. So the first time is until you get to the first set, the second time, the second set, so on and so forth.
So just go to the first one?
Yeah, or just ask him to wait first.
Ollie, wait.
There you go.
Good boy. Wait. Sit.
There you go. And this is where having a partner comes into play, right? So you'll have somebody that will spot for him, but shouldn't be holding him back the whole time. It'll be up to you to still control him and ask him to wait, and then release him again when he's not pulling. Like right now, he's not pulling, so you can release him to you. Good. Good.
You are so wet and muddy.
So since this is a super distracting environment, you can ask him to wait here again and then go to the second one.
Okay.
I would normally increase the distance, but I think right now he just needs some that attention practice more than duration practice. Careful. Oh, Ollie.
Okay, wait. Wait. Wait.
You okay?
Sit. Okay, sit.
That'll work. Oh. Wait. What? Okay. There you go. Good. Good boy. So this helps with, of course, recall and name recognition, patience developing, focus work. It's a good overall exercise. So now let's see if you can have him wait and go all the way to the end on this one.
Okay, sit. Wait. Wait. Okay, sit. Wait. Sit. Sit.
Wait, good God.
Ollie. Wait, sit. Hey, Ollie, sit. Sit.
Oh, you're gonna get on.
You're getting all tangled up, though, bud. Come here.
Almost.
Good job. Wait. Sit. You usually just say wait.
I just usually have him wait.
Ollie.
If he's really tired, he will usually just sit on his own when he waits, and that's how you kind of know. Like, he'll just start laying down, kind of like with the placement exercise. He just kind of like flops. He's like, okay, I got it. But now he's like super hyped up. Wait. Wait.
Wait.
Good boy. Very good. Oh, that way. That way. I know, bud.
Ollie.
Hey.
Ollie. Sit. Sit.
Yeah. Then the next one is just going to be like a slalom through here. So you can have the choice between going left around the cones, right around the cones, or right through the middle. And usually in the middle, I'll do the stop and wait kind of exercise and kind of combine the two.
Okay.
But the main thing is to. How's your finger okay?
Yeah.
Oh.
Go around, have them follow me, and then
Yep.
if I go through the middle, have them wait.
And the main thing is to just kind of direct him and kind of lead him, so that way, you know, he's not getting distracted or pulling or whatnot. Good. Good. There you go. Good for him. He's like up there playing soccer. Good. And that's another thing too. So you want to always try to get his attention before asking for a command.
Okay.
Or before requesting a command. Or giving the commands. Good. Right there when he redirects, it's easy when I get in the tree. Very good. There you go. Very good. He has to be really excited. He doesn't usually bite me when I'm giving him treats. Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah, let me see if I can. So especially if he's more hyped up for the treats, I usually slow down the giving process.
Okay.
As opposed to just, you know,
Sure.
and that'll help sometimes. Very good. Much better. There you go. Very good. And then for the last pass,
Please.
there you go. There you go. Yeah. Then for the last pass, I'll usually try holding his focus for as long as possible and redirecting as soon as he loses it or drifts, and then giving him a reward and then showing him that I have another one, and just trying to go through as much of the course with as much of his focus stuck on me the whole time as possible. Yep, there you go. And you can always give him a treat and then initiate again. So before he checks out, go ahead and get it. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Very good, good. And that there is a good example of how much easier it is to regain his focus if you've already had it, you know, as opposed to kind of letting him check out and then trying to get it back again, letting him check out, get it back again. And that's going to be really important for like the trail work. You want to try it one more time, and then I'll pack things up and we'll hit the trail. And I'll usually just like hold the treat or pretend like I'm holding the treat in my hand so it looks the same. And that's how you would eventually be able to weed it off, you know, just having them focus on your face or on your fist or something like that. Good. Alright, good boy.
Very good, Ollie.
Right across the Okay, big guy, you ready? Yeah, let's go. Let's go this way. Come on, this way. Good boy. Oh no, oh no.
Ollie.
That way, bud. That way.
Ollie.
That way, big guy.
Ollie. What is this hearing?
There you go.
Good boy.
No, because like when I tested it with just like normal clicks and stuff in a quiet room inside, he was responsive.
He's just distracted.
Yeah, he's oddly like not conditioned for his name, so I would just keep, whenever you're at home and it's kind of quiet and there's nothing going on, just say his name and have him come to you for a treat. Just do that a lot, and that usually helps with at least some of the work.
Okay.
I think with our place, because we've always got so much going on and playing, we haven't had as much little time, so we do it out here where he's already distracted,
Right.
He's gotten a little bit better, but he's definitely not like Bayou or the other pup right now. That's why I was wondering if it was his original name or not.
Yeah, it was. Ollie Andrew when I got him. Hey, Ollie. Ollie. Hey, good boy. Good job.
That'll be easier once I'm not here with him too, because he's used to like redirecting to me now.
Yeah.
There you go. Good boy. If you need a break, just let me know and I can trade you. There we go.
Good. Ollie, come.
And sometimes that's what I'll do is, well, we don't have the luxury of as much time this time, but like I'll really slow down the walk so that way he's not always just trying to pull forward to get to the next thing. I'll like stop and either redirect him or make him kind of get used to what's around him.
Good.
You can tell he's like kind of on autopilot when
Yeah.
he gets stopped.
Definitely heart
Oh, okay. I can see that.
Ollie, come here. Good boy. Ollie.
Oh, little one. Good boy.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. This might help. Good job, baby.
And it's hard because they're going to be in front of us now.
Right.
So we can either wait a moment or go the other way or take advantage of it, but know that you'll have to go a little bit slower. There you go.
Good boy.
Careful with your finger.
I know, right? Sit.
So you can kind of see, at least now, we've kind of developed to that point again where like you can just use it as a threat and don't actually have to, so long as it's
Right.
you're able to get his attention.
Yeah, like you just saw that and was like, no. What time do you have to be out of here today?
Well, I just walked the other pups before I left, so we should be good until at least like 2 or 3. Because the next session is until 6, and I can do the other pup in between and walk the dog. So we have a good amount of time.
Hey. I probably can't be awake for my work quite that long, but at least until like 1:30ish.
Okay. Yeah, just whatever is good for you. And so we can always do another follow-up session or something later on.
Yeah,
if the
I
dog
would
barks
love
or
that,
something.
honestly. Maybe if we could do so. I work. For music festivals.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's a lot of fun, but a lot of travel.
I was gonna say that sounds like the dream job.
It's really fun, but you know it's tough travel-wise. So for the next month, I'm going to be out of town, probably 2 out of the 4 weeks.
Aw.
So.
Well, you can always just get back in touch with me whenever, so long as you hopefully transfer some of this to whoever's going to be caretaking to keep up a little bit with them.
Yes.
And the social part might be a little hard, but
Good.
be important that you kind of walk them through so they at least once or twice a week. You know, they don't have to do it every day like with us. But if he goes too long without it, you kind of regress a little bit.
So for this scenario, what
Perfect.
should I be doing?
Try to get his attention first and try to hold it.
Ollie.
And that's how you'll kind of know too if he's already kind of fixated. There you go.
Good. Hey.
Good boy.
Do I just go for it? Ollie, what did you?
So now is when I would, there you go. Perfect. Good, right? So after he ignores you and continues on fixating with him, that's what I would correct him as quick as possible.
Okay.
So that way you're not like trying to recover phase.
And now at this point, he sees me pull it up and he's like,
That's the perks of like preconditioning and giving him plenty of time to self-correct on his own. You know, like even when I use e-collars, I'll train the pup to redirect first with the beep and then the vibrate, so then, you know, like giving them certain strikes
right.
and then the opportunity or to correct themselves, you know, before the punishment.
Right. Ollie. Good boy. Good boy.
Here, let me trade you for a moment so I can show you what I would be like on the leash with him, and you can go, just unclip that one.
Okay. Come here, Ollie.
There you go. I'll just hold you. Are you trying it to be, bud? No. Good boy.
How long do these cans last for? How many have you gone through?
I think that's still the first one, but I have two. So I only sprayed it like maybe 5 or 6 times max at this point.
Okay.
Yes, good boy.
Good boy. Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to get accustomed to doing all this stuff with me.
Good boy. There you go. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy.
Ollie.
Yes, good boy.
So are you kind of pulling him a little bit, or are you just?
It's mostly
holding
the
him?
spring. So I'm gonna let him sniff on this one, just so that way I can get a break from the tension.
Mm-hmm.
We want to still try to keep it as loose as possible. Now back again. Kind of tripping himself up a little bit, but up. And all I did there was to just let the leash do the work, and I just walked him. So the same thing here, because he's starting to kind of plow forward. I'm going to either wait and have him just kind of shift into something nearby, and then I'm going to start walking again. I might fix the leash here in a bit. Good. Good boy.
Good job, Ollie.
Yeah, do you want to head back downtown instead?
Yeah, that may work.
I think it'll get at least a little bit more practice. But if you want to play cameraman while I fix his leash and stuff, you can. If you need to be on your phone, that's fine.
Good job, Ollie. Good job, bud. Come on, man.
Oh, I know this
You a mess. I'm gonna try
guy.
letting him sit in the front seat today, see how that works. Yeah. Good job, Ollie. Good job, little man. Uh-huh. Okay. Good boy, Ollie. Ollie. Ollie.
Good. There you go.
Good job. Okay. Good boy, Ollie. Does that really... Will he eventually associate, like, not being able to go anywhere with pulling? Or is that just like a... Yeah, he...
Either job,
Oh.
Way out.
Good boy, Ollie. He's definitely a puller.
A lot of it is just the environment. Boy.
Good boy, Ollie.
Very good. Another couple of there.
Good boy.
He's just following his nose for the most part, so just trying to teach him to slow down and enjoy what's around him, as opposed to always trying to go towards the next thing.
Right.
And you just have to constantly restrict that until he eats up. Good boy. Hi, how you doing?
Ollie.
Yes.
Good.
Good boy. Yeah.
Good boy.
This way, Ollie.
Good boy. Come on, Ollie.
Very
Good job.
That was kind of fun. And then little moments like this, when he gets excited, I want to also still try to get him as much food here.
Okay.
And then as soon as he starts to try to make that moment really sharp, and then he
Okay.
kind of that constant.
Good boy, Ollie. Good job, Ollie. Ollie, you wouldn't like going for a run. Good boy. Good boy, baby.
We're mostly just contesting with him being excited now. So, like, the reasons why he pulls kind of dictates a little bit on how I would handle it.
Okay.
You know, either trying to keep his direction back on, his focus back on to me, or having him slow down, or having him stop altogether. You know, just kind of giving him a break, charging forward.
So looking for squirrel. Good boy. Not up there. Good job, Ollie. Good boy. So do you find when you're taking him for walks, when he kind of does this pulling thing, does that tend to lessen the longer you walk?
Especially since it's kind of in the morning time and we're always having fun today.
Right.
Usually by the evening, on like the normal neighborhood practice walk.
Okay.
Or like when we're doing the practice, going to the court. There's a lot of it is just excitement.
Yeah.
But yeah, just getting them to use
Right. Okay. He's been there enough times.
But also, like, because I know the poles and stuff that he wants to go towards, so I'll walk near them too.
Okay.
So a lot of it is like kind of knowing what he's going to be interested in.
Good job, Ollie. What you doing? Good boy. Good boy, sweet baby.
Easy.
Good job.
Easy.
He's trying to go for it.
Right. Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Good boy.
Wait for you and then you release him to wherever he wants to. Wait, bud. Okay.
Good boy.
So that really, like, you're really now slowing down the walk, developing more patience.
Yeah, because definitely when I walk him, I always do like one of those leads that like goes around his muzzle, and that pretty much like resolved the whole problem, but it didn't resolve the why he's pulling. It's just
Yeah, it just makes it more uncomfortable for him to.
right.
But at least now with the combination of the two, eventually because we've been doing this so many times now, he waits, checks back on us.
Good
then he
boy. Okay, so when he you stop, and then when he kind of checks in to see what's going on, that's when you can let him go. Good boy.
Yeah, that's what I mean about that consistency.
Right.
A lot of it is just the fact that he walks faster too. Like, it's just interesting that he kind of back on the freedom leash. You know, that less
Mhm. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't feel
yeah.
too comfortable walking him on one of those guys.
Yeah, definitely not like in this large park area. That's
Right.
fine, but like not.
Hi, little man.
Environments and things like that.
Right. Ollie's so handsome. You're gonna get lots of no. You're gonna get lots of toys and treats when you go home. Good job.
Traditional like
Okay. Ollie, are you a mess? Look at that face. Good job. That just kind of helps them like mentally check in with you.
That was like
Okay. What's the deal? Good
The main
boy.
thing is give input and then try to stop, give and stop, so that way he can
Right.
so he has to do more.
Okay.
You guys want to just follow me? And this is a good park. Good boy. You probably don't even need the muzzle with something like that too around him.
Take that off? Take that off?
Maybe another benefit as well. There you go, big guy. Oh. There you go.
Is that more comfortable?
There you go.
Good job, Ollie. Good job. Okay.
All right, and so start heading down this way. It'll be busy down that street. Good. There you go. It slipped over his mouth already. Yeah, if you need to adjust it, I can hold it for you, so that way you can tighten around his collar and everything more too. Because you'd have to kind of tighten up the collar part to tighten up that part. It's up to you.
How do I do it?
Oh, so the way that it works is that you feed the extra slack through here, which would tighten the front, and then you just adjust the collar part. It's normal. See, the collar's pretty loose anyways, so that's why. If you want, you can take it off and do it, but it'll be a little bit easier. I'll just hold on to them for you. That's okay.
Just this part?
Yeah, just tighten everything up there, and that should tighten up around his collar as well. And if you need to tighten up the muzzle part, just feed more through that part and then tighten up the collar part again. That's how that works. I got that one because it's really adjustable and it's a little bit thicker than the Halti. So sometimes it helps with comfort with the pups, but mostly just because it's so adjustable. It just takes a little bit of work.
How's that? That looks a little better.
Oh, boo boo. Oh, you boo boo.
Good job,
There you go, good. So the same thing now is like we still want to keep the leash as loose as possible. So now that way it's also annoying him less. So the pros and cons in having something that's adjustable is you have to readjust it to each pup. Unfortunately, I haven't used this one for him yet. There you go. There you go. And so long as you keep it close to like a heel position, you should be okay. You might just have to do some extra, like I said, adjusting to going towards the trees and everything for him so he pulls less as well. Oh, look at him go.
Which way?
We'll just go straight and then we'll cross left here. Good, there you go. And then we'll go left, and that'll be down one of the main streets there. Oh, poor guy. It's okay, big guy. What was that, huh, big guy? That definitely blew out the audio. You're doing so good, big guy. There you go. Very good. There you go. It's mostly just about him, focusing on you and paying attention to where you are and what you're doing. The more that he does that, the less that he'll pull. And if he starts hard pulling, trying to get his attention back, having him sit and wait, focus, and then you release him to it. And it's a lot of that like initial puppy behavior that I don't think he got much of training when he was younger. So if you just work on it with him, it just goes away over time because you're cutting out that impulsiveness, Eventually you just get it to the point where you see that he wants to go do something, and instead of him, you can take a right here. Instead of him just immediately pulling, as soon as he feels that leash pressure, he checks back and it's on here. It's like, come on, here we go. Yeah, there. So that just takes consistency. Very good. Very good. There you go. And you did pretty well there. Downtown, I think we came up at night twice when it was a little bit slower. Oh yeah, we were telling me because I was upset that I missed that second people. They were so nice.
I'm glad that happened.
That's the good part too, is just the fact that like people that love kids,
Little polarizing.
That was good there, when we came out the door. What we did sometimes too is just at the PetSmart in the shopping center nearby home, just standing by the door, but not like right by it, but near it, so that way he gets used to people suddenly popping up. If you find any stores in your area that are pretty busy, that's a good area to do it with.
Okay.
PetSmarts are good too, just because sometimes you have dogs come out as well.
Right.
But anything like sudden, like corners and stuff like that,
Right.
is where you want to like pay really extra attention to. And then this is a good start and stop exercise. Very good.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Very good. He's doing great.
You're doing so well. Come on. You're doing a great job.
You can tell this environment's a little bit easier for him so far,
Yeah,
as opposed to
this
the
is-
park with like the nose.
Right. This town is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
But this is, I think this is a very similar kind of pace to where I'm going to be.
That'll be good.
So, people, but not,
Not New York.
Right.
Very good. Aw. Or he'd just get used to it. That's why a lot of pups that get raised in that kind of environment, they're just so used to cars honking and close walking on the street and subway, things like that. A lot of it is just environmental. He's just constantly around it the whole time. Oh, good boy.
Come on.
Yeah, so good with that. And then we have a couple coming by. What I'll usually do is just kind of take a little bit more space off to the side or something, and then just kind of get him ready. He's already preoccupied, but what ends up happening is if he stays focused on that instead of you, hi, good boy, very good, very good. And if he's focused on that instead of you, you would think it would be a good idea, but then they can suddenly kind of appear out of nowhere and startle him. Yeah, so that's why it's better to have him refocus on you.
Okay.
But it's good that he's kind of absorbing the environment too.
Good job.
There you go, big guy. There you go. There you go. Come on, big guy.
Good boy.
Good.
You need to lose some weight for all that walking.
Happens to a lot of pups.
He needed it. When I got him, he was like severely underweight. Like he was ripped in his spine and
Oh, poor guy.
everything.
Well, he definitely beefed up.
Yeah, and then he kind of went
The opposite way. It's funny.
COVID hit us all.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Yes.
You have to be really careful when crossing the streets here because even though we have the crosswalks, a lot of times people will still take the right anyway.
Okay.
So it's really good to just double check and be extra
yeah.
cautious. Almost lost myself and a dog once.
Oof. Good job.
Good. Now you have somebody running, so that's something to be aware of.
Good boy. You did so well.
Good. Okay, and there's a bunch of people in the center square there, so we can go ahead and walk in and around them.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is, especially in situations like this, you start to look for places where you can just kind of get him used to sounds and people, but you can still have a little bit of that space. But especially when you have such a close gap like you will here at the apartment complex, this will be really good practice. You get yourself ready, you get the corrections ready, but you just you expect the best, you help him out if necessary, but you don't have to overreact. This is really good. Oh, it's like a little mini farmer's market now. That's cool. Huh. Yeah, he did surprisingly good at the farmer's market for as much that was going on. You could tell he was a lot more anxious in that situation.
Yeah, he seems stressed, but he's doing a good job. So go down here. Come on, Ollie. Here's Ollie.
Hi, how are you doing? Good boy. And this is good because he'll get some of that direct attention that kind of he's uncomfortable with, but it's not so like focused on him that
Still
he
in
can.
passing.
And then you can always practice like, interacting and kind of working with them and like buying things, real world scenarios where you really want your best to. Boy. Oh, you got the mail cart coming too. That's really overreacted. Now let's see. Boy. Oh yeah, sorry. 120. Oh, okay. We can start heading back. Yeah, he's doing good.
Wonderful.
Oh. Very good. Good boy.
Good job.
Good boy. And we can either head back through here or we can go head down if you want.
So
Good boy. His focus has definitely gotten a lot better in these kind of situations too. You can almost tell like the difference between working in the park environment and this environment because we did so much more social work than park redirection work. He's like oddly more responsive just because it's a different environment, but it's the same kind of like commands. But that's what I mean. Like, just the more practice that you get in the situations that you're gonna be in, the better it'll be for him. Very good.
Oh yes, I actually got a phone call from this number.
Good. Just keep in mind because you did it well the first time, but in close quarters, yeah.
Okay. Good job.
It's one of those things when you're working with anxiety cases, it's gonna feel like walking on eggshells at first, but after a while you get so used to doing certain things that you don't even think about them anymore.
Yeah, every once in a while. I'll do it. Just kind of, not even thinking about it.
Good boy, Ollie. Very good.
Just because, like it makes me feel better knowing that I'm in between them.
Right.
Good job, sweetie. That was so good. You're doing wonderful.
Good boy.
You're doing wonderful, Ollie. Man, this is great. Yeah, if I could, as long as I can kind of nail down letting him walk past people in the hallways.
Like I said, the best thing you could do for him is just to slowly expand his social circle.
Yeah.
You know?
And I have a couple friends up there who are huge dog people, so that's kind of what I've been all doing.
That'll be good. Unfortunately, my girlfriend and her mother weren't feeling well after dialysis and stuff, so we didn't get a chance to like record just him getting along with them. But it'd just be mostly the same thing as with your friend from last time. Except in like a living room environment, you would just have to have more time and space for him. And the same rule applies when you want him to go to them for the treat or something like that, and then kind of call him back to you at first, let him have those short interactions and not let him fixate. And then as he kind of winds down and gets comfortable and spends time around them, he'll be just fine. Good news is it's just all about that initial.
It is. It really is. And then once he trusts you, you can punch him in the face.
Oh.
I would never. But he's very, very very trusting once he knows that.
Thank you. Oh, there you go.
Good job, baby.
Good boy. You guys figure out which way you want to go. There you go. Hey, how you doing? You're gonna be ready for a road trip after this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's got very little food left, but it should at least get you through dinner tonight and maybe breakfast tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we have the bag at home. So
Okay.
I gotta do that.
Sweet. Unfortunately, he tore into the bag a little bit while using the back seat, but it's got everything in there, and including the meds. We ran out of the chicken broth last night, so that worked out pretty much perfectly. We still got a little bit of his powder stuff.
For the bowl toppers?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I started just using less and less as it was becoming less and less in the bag, so I didn't want it to like run out. But we could have probably had another meal or two out of it.
He gets very excited for dinner.
He does. Him and all the pups.
Usually, as soon as it hits, I always feed him at 5:30. As soon as it hits 5:30, and if I haven't fed him yet, he's just barking and whining.
Aw.
You know, his little like chirp bark.
He hasn't done that. I think a lot of it is like we're usually out still at that time. And then with everybody else, he's actually the least excited to come around dinner time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very surprising. He is bouncing off the walls at home.
That's
He
funny.
starts barking at me when I don't make it fast enough. His little buddy Parker will be happy.
Aw. Yeah, definitely, you know, him getting to make as many friends as possible has been really good for him, like socially too.
That's why I feel so bad for him. Is he loves dogs and he loves people, but he's just got that.
He's
That
just got to get
hurdle.
over that hump first, that's
Yeah.
all. And hopefully you guys will find a good dog park and some friends there and, you know, be able to get him some more playmates and things like that.
We're close. Good job.
Yeah, unfortunately you have to like really tighten it down to make it secure because
Yeah.
it just you know slips on and off. But at least
His
he,
at home when I put.
there you go.
It's so great that he just does not pull nearly as much as his own things.
That's good.
Let's leave the past behind.
It's fine.
We're at the car.
Is that so long as you still remember the principles and everything, then it's like the device that you walk them with, you know, doesn't really matter too much. Like Blue does the easy walk on the chest one, and so teaching him to turn left or right on that one is different.
There's no need to hesitate.
Oh, my big guy.
Let's make
He's like, I'm ready to go. Oh, I
TJ.
see a big guy. Oh,
Let's make
I'm
miracles.
ready to
Hold my
go. Ollie.
hand. Let's
Oh,
find
you're a sweet boy.
something new. Me and you. Blue is the sky, like the color of your it's leaving.